Unlearn everything. Every single thing that you were taught about romance. We watched all of these sitcoms and we watched all of these movies, all of these programs. As you grow and as you develop, find your own way. Pick the things that you feel like, yes, I want to take this to my future. And look at the things and say, actually, I don't want to take this to my future. So the things that you decide you don't want to take to your future, you have to unlearn them. So I used to watch so many rom-coms. Like, I'm a lover girl. I've watched so many rom-coms. I've watched so many sitcoms, TV shows. I've read so many novels. So my idea of romance was extra, like, romanticized. Yeah. Whenever I got into like a romantic situation or romantic relationship, if that relationship did not show up in the way that I saw them in the movies, then I would self-sabotage, because for me it's like, yeah, but it's supposed to be like this, right? And don't get me wrong, like, yes, want the flowers, want the the candlelit meals and all of that, and that part is staying. Okay, that part is staying. The flowers, the chocolates, the this, yeah, all of that is staying. But I'm referring to, along the lines, within those movies, within those sitcoms, they never actually taught us how to handle conflict, how to deal with our emotions, how to regulate our nervous system, how to sit down and have conversations, how to communicate our love languages. So that's what I'm referring to. So, a lot of the times it was girl meets boy, and and you'd sort of like fall in love, you go on dates and whatever, and there's so much within the movies and the sitcoms that's missed in between, and that's the getting to know someone. That's the really getting to know someone, really understanding someone. And not just that, like, the aspect of figuring out whether or not, yes, you like the person, but does this work? It's okay to like someone and be honest with yourself and say, actually, this won't work because of either your belief system, your religion, your the way that you see your life, your health, whatever. It can be for so many reasons. So learn to unlearn all the movies that you watched and all of that stuff. Unlearn some of those things. Obviously, pick out the things that you feel like, what, this is valuable, this is of substance. I want to take this on to my future. I want to take this on to my, like, to continue to practice this within my life. But there's other things are quite toxic, and those things are really just for the movies. Those things are really just for the plot of the movies. I really do believe that reality hit a lot later than it should have, but I'm glad that reality did hit. And it's really about saying, right, what beliefs did I have and what beliefs do I have now, and what brought about those belief systems. So really sit down and look at each area of your life. For me personally, I was like, oh my gosh, my wife and kids, this is so perfect. Like, this is just so perfect. This is exactly how I want my life to be. Like, I've got my husband, got my kids. Like, it's just, for me, it was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. And I like the way that Michael, Kyle and Jade resolved conflict and things like that. And it made me think of like therapy. Oh, do I want to go therapy with my partner or not? Like, things like that. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to family situations, when it comes to even just down to just anything in life that you have been doing things in the same way for so long, you need to question and ask, this thing that I've been doing for so long, where did this belief system come from? Like, who said things have to be done this way because this is how I've been doing it for so long. And if you feel like it doesn't make sense, change your method, change the way of doing things. Change the way of doing things. Unlearn unlearn the things that you were taught as a child. You know, and it might even be a case of like, you learned it subconsciously just by listening to the grown-ups having conversations, just by, you know, being a child and just being around in an environment where people are having certain conversations and you're just picking that up. And as life went on, you started to act out those things that the adults were talking about. So now you're an adult yourself, and it's like, I've been doing it wrong all this time, because the adults didn't even know what they were doing either. You know? So it's about you sitting down, figuring out, how am I doing things, or how have I been doing things? How have I been doing relationships? How have I been doing careers? Like, for me personally, I've watched movies of like people who have been, I'm very career driven. Like that's like the love of my heart, yeah, when it comes to like, I just love everything, building myself, building my career, making my own money, right? So, but there was an element of that where when I watched, say for example, when I watched Girlfriends, and I watched like all of these TV shows, and it was women working within this field and working so hard and doing all of that. And it you know, as an adult, for me, I got to kind of like get to a place where I was like, oh, this is how they did it. I don't know how they did it, but I don't want to do it this way anymore. I don't want to work for a company for many years and there's no recognition, there's no, you know, there's no promotion, there's nothing. Like even the promotion just feels like it's just a trap to keep you in there. Like it was really about me sort of like sitting down and saying, okay, how do I want to do this moving forward? How do I want to do it? How does it work? Going to seek information, read books on relationships, but also come to your own conclusion. How do you want to do it? If you feel like things have been going in a particular way, your life's been going in a particular way, sit down and challenge those ideas, challenge those beliefs. Read books that will challenge the beliefs that you currently have. Read things that will contradict the thought that you currently have. Like, gone are the days where you go for someone just because they're good looking. That is dead. Like, how do you resolve conflict? Do you shout? Are you rude? Like, the movies didn't teach us that. A lot of the movies were actually really just toxic. And we were like, oh my gosh, Love and Basketball. Oh, Love Jones. Oh, they were toxic. They were toxic, and they didn't really teach us anything about love. You know, they taught us how to romanticize, but they missed out all the other lessons in between. So unlearn in every area. I'm just using romance as an example because that was a big thing that I was dealing with, and I dealt with that for a very long time. And career, that's another area where I came to a realization where I was like, miss me with that. I want to enjoy the journey of building. Yeah? Like, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It could. It may feel like that for some. But for me, it was like, while I'm building, I want to do something that I enjoy. So I'm still working a 9 to 5, even though it's a 9 to 4 and it's a Monday to Thursday. I said this to myself, I'm never working a 9 to 5 again. For what? For what? No, I'm working Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm enjoying myself. Doing the things that I love, working on my hobbies and enjoying the company of my loved ones, and really just being whimsy. I'm very whimsy. I'm very whimsical. I love a hobby. I love just sitting down doing a word search. You know, I just love creating. I love just being able to smell the flowers, touch the grass, that type of thing. And we're now in a place where it's like, even as women, we're being pushed to like, be strong, do that. I'm feminine. And there was a time where, like, due to everything that happened in life, I was so strong, I was so firm. Yes, be assertive. But there is also strength in just being soft. Just be soft. You know, put boundaries around it and set standards. That's a conversation for another day. However, look at every area of your life and say to yourself, how have we been doing things? Where did these belief systems come from? And how do we want to do things moving forward? Because what's the result? What do you want out of it? You want a healthy relationship? Watching movies ain't going to teach you that. Reading novels ain't going to teach you that. Seek real guidance. Seek, and I say real in terms of reality. Reality. Live in a real world. We are in a real world. Even though sometimes it can feel like the Truman Show. But hey, unlearn. Pick out the things that you feel like, yep. You know, grab a bag and say, right, okay, things that I learned as a young girl, these are the things that I want to take with me and continue to my adulthood, to the future that I'm trying to build, my marriage, how I want to parent my children, how I want to be in my career, Close the bag. And it's like, okay, I'm not too sure about the rest. And explore. Why are you not sure about it? How have these things caused damage? If they've caused damage, like, why are you choosing not to go with them? You know, and why are you choosing to go with these things? You have to know why you're doing things. You have to know why you're doing things. Doing things for the sake of it. Oh, miss me with that. It's long because you find yourself right back here again, and it's like a cycle, right? Where life will continue to teach you the same lessons again and again and again until you learn. You keep meeting the same partner again and again. Why? Because obviously, as a young person, as a child, you were abandoned, you were rejected, so you didn't really believe much for yourself, and then now you're just taking any type of person to be with, and blah blah blah. Break the cycle, break the pattern today, or the cycle will continue. It will repeat tomorrow. Break it. And how do you break it? By unlearning. I'm your personal development coach, C-Positivista. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next. I'll see you on the next video.